Hello there wrestling fans, I'm back yet again with another Q&A. It's been a long time since the last time. It's been WrestleMania predictions, WrestleMania reviews, top 20 signs of you watching too much wrestling, and it's been SmackDown reviews. But here I am again. I've got a lot of questions today. I'll start actually, I try to get back with all questions I get, so I'll start at the bottom from the heap of questions. Some two pretty old questions, but I'll still go through them. Hey Richard. What do you think of John Cena, of the John Cena and Batista rivalry? I don't think Batista should have won the title right away. Your thoughts? This is from Selk, number 5. Of course, one could debate. This question came in before WrestleMania, so now Batista's dropped the title right back. Overall, I don't like this. One could debate. One could say the title jumping back and forth as much as it does right now from time to time. Undertaker had a pretty lengthy title reign, but for the bigger part of 2009, both the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE title were treated more like hot potatoes than titles, if you get what I mean. Also, a lot of people have gotten to me asking, what do you think about the passing of Chris Kanyon? I can only say it's very, very sad. Here's a man whom I believe never really was pleased with himself. He was an innovator in the ring. He did new moves. He was very talented. He helped young people. He was very good with taking care of youngsters and new young wrestlers, and actually he was enthusiastic about working with them. He has, we know, in his sexual orientation, that isn't the matter, but I think he feels that he might have been treated badly due to it. Set aside, this man had a troubled life, we know that from time to time, and as I said, I wouldn't say it has to do anything with his sexual orientation, but overall he was a man with a kind of depressed mood, and he'll be telling people recently that he was in a depression state and considered taking his life, and that this time it was real, and it turned out to be real because apparently the reports say he committed suicide. And I can only say it's sad to say that this was a man who had very much potential. He was in the flock, in the Ravens flock, along with guys like Saturn and Raven, with Kidman was there as well. Lots of wrestlers, and he's been in this kind of stables, infamous stables in the New Blood, led by Eric Bischoff and Vince Russell when they came back in WCW after they had been pushed aside for a while. So it's sad to see that this perhaps was a man that never really felt he conceived in his life or amounted to that much that they had to end this way. And I can only say that it makes me sick to my stomach when I read comments and videos, people actually saying, I'm glad he's dead. That's just ill. That's not, I can't understand why anyone would say something like this. This is a human being. How can you be glad that someone has died? It's just beyond my belief. Next question here. Edge will spare the under is his name. I guess Edge told WWE to give him a chance, considering that they are longtime friends. Any thoughts of Shannon Moore? I kinda like the guy. So the question basically is Shannon Moore. I can say I'm especially emotionally attached to Shannon Moore. He's a hell of a talent. He actually came up from Matt Hardy's Wrestling Federation organization that was in the late 90s before they went to WWF. At the time, the Omega Wrestling, which has brought up several youngsters over the years, like Matt and Jeff, Shannon Moore, and Gregory Helms, perhaps the most recognized names there. Shannon Moore, great talent. He's still young. He's got a bright future. At least he's got a lot of future. But I believe this is the second time he's been in TNA on a stint with them, and he's also had time. I actually believe he's been on a contract with WWE for altogether these 2 stints there for perhaps 7 years or something like that, 2001 to 2005, 2006 to 2008, been in TNA in between, then Independence, and now in WWE, in TNA again, sorry. He has to get it through this time. He's never broken through the glass ceiling in what he does, but I believe this is his last try. He has getting a lot of chances, and 10 years in the 2 biggest wrestling federations in North America right now. That's absolutely getting the chance in my mind. The Captain Eric also asked a question before WrestleMania. What if Stone Cold Steve Austin was the 10th man in the Money in the Bank? Yeah, how about it? I don't see that happening. I don't see why it should happen. Here's a man who retired several years ago due to a neck back injury. I don't know what he's gonna do in a match of that stature, and don't know why a guy with his star magnitude should go into that match. And if he won the briefcase, what would he do with it? He can't wrestle. He has retired due to injuries. Winning the Money in the Bank requires that you wrestle throughout the year and possibly win the title, something he would not be able to do due to his state. And even more so, he said in his Hall of Fame speech last year that I closed the door to my wrestling career. So with all those words and all, and with all those things in mind, I don't see him stepping back in the ring, especially not for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Then we have Mr. Diva Lover. He has two questions about the Divas. So I have two questions for you, actually. That makes it three questions. Do you think if Kelly doesn't learn new moves in the ring and gets better reactions and mic skills, will she end up like Maria, fired? Do you believe that McCool is not being used right on SmackDown by the WWE? Kelly, she is improving. She has a background in gymnastics. She's pretty athletical and pretty good that way. She's not a natural talent, but if she gets time to work, I believe she can evolve, she can become better, and she's being treated mostly as eye candy right now, but definitely she could become better. I don't think she could ever become the Ultimate Diva because, as I said, she isn't natural in the ring. But let her evolve. She's been in WWE for 4 years now. That's quite some time, and if she doesn't improve, yeah, she might in a few years to come have to go. I don't know what the WWE's goals is with her to become a regular wrestler, but if she becomes a wrestler, she could definitely stretch her career further than just being a eye candy diva. And Michelle McCool, is she not being treated right, used right on SmackDown? I mean, she's the champion. She's been champion more or less since July. How is that not being treated right? She's got lots of TV time, and she is doing a good job. She is a submission, technical kind of wrestler. She isn't the aerial and spunky diva, but I think she's doing a very good job. It's not because she is dating the Undertaker that she has the title. That's got nothing to do with it. At least not that she has had the title for so long. And she's established the women's division. They have a lot of good wrestlers on the SmackDown roster, while I can see the divas are on the Raw roster. We have Michelle McCool, Mickie James, Beth Phoenix, Natalie Neidhart, Serena. Tiffany's pretty good. Michelle McCool, like 6 really good women's wrestlers on SmackDown, while the ones on Raw, Gail Kim is good, Maurice, the rest they are passable. Neglectable is the word. You could do without them when it comes to the wrestling division. I agree. Taylor, this is the next question. Taylor Wilde hasn't been getting airtime since losing the tag belts in January. She's very talented, but if she goes to WWE, I'm afraid she will end up like TNA's former diva woman, Gail Kim. Since she joined the WWE, she has not getting that much TV time, and she has lost to wrestlers like Kelly, Maurice, Gail Kim. What do you think? Well, in wrestling there is a time-honored tradition. The newcomer doesn't beat the old ones in the Fed that's been there for a while. So per se, if Gail Kim came to WWE, she won't beat divas. You can beat everyone. She won't beat those divas on the instant that's been there for 3 to 4 years. Skills are set aside in this matter, and all it is actually WWE looking out for themselves. They want to protect their business, their products, their trademarks, and therefore they won't let the new one beat the old ones just like that. Gail Kim has to deserve her stripes, not as a wrestler, but as a worker, as a loyal worker. She has left WWE before. She can do it again. She left TNA to go to WWE. Could as well swift back. WWE looks out for themselves. Henke Boy, tell him, whom are you cheering for the most of the members in Cryme Tyme? They just split up, and therefore he asked this question. Maybe not that you like them so much, but still, I like JTG. Well, JTG is the better wrestler, but Henke Boy, tell him is absolutely right. I'm not that fond of any of the Cryme Tyme guys, Shad Gaspard or JTG. JTG is the better wrestler, therefore I've been liking him more as a wrestler, but I don't really catch on to this whole Cryme Tyme gimmick. All I can say is that the promo cut by Shad Gaspard this past Friday on SmackDown can't really have been to his disadvantage, because that was really good. seemed intimidating, and I've always seen that if they're going to split these two, JTG is the one for the push, and is always one getting the most stroke and rub from the WWE officials and higher ups. So seeing this Chad promo after the breakup where he completely mauled out JTG from nowhere, it seems as he is getting somewhere, or they are just building him up as in bad bear, ugly bear that's gonna hunt JTG, and then JTG gets his back on him, and JTG is the one winning this entire feud. But Chad Gaspard, good promo. It can have been to his disadvantage. He did what he could. So I'm open for him, but as he says himself in the question, I'm not that fond of any one of them. JTG, however, an incredible wrestler, incredibly athletical and aerial in the ring. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.